Welcome back to Attacking Third. Those on YouTube, you've waited, as you should, as you always should. We want to hear from you. You have voted Kaylin Sheridan, goalkeeper of the year, Mickey Owen as defender of the year, Croy Bethune as midfielder, and Jonathan Giraldez as coach of the year. Well, guys, now you get to do rookie, MVP, golden boot, and an Attacking Third special, comeback player of the year. Now, for rookies of the year in the NWSL, it went to Croy Bethune last year. Now there is no draft, which changes things because the worst teams weren't getting arguably some of the best players out of the college game. And when you think about the last several rookies of the year in the NWSL, out of the last four, all four of them were top four draft picks. Now, back in 2019, it was Bethany Balser who did go undrafted, but she is a bit of an anomaly. It has to be the balance of a good enough player on a good enough team because Ali Sentnor is a tremendous, tremendous talent, but she was on Utah last year where she kind of struggled a little bit. Now, without knowing too many of these rookies, without the draft and without having seen them in actual action, Darian, who's going to be your rookie of the year?
I knew you were coming to me first. I am going to give a shout out. It is so difficult without the draft, without really seeing where coaches and teams are wanting to bring these players in and understanding even more of the background behind them. But a player that I actually did follow was Brooklyn Courtnall. I played with her sister at UCLA, and they have such similar qualities. She's super speedy. She plays for the North Carolina Courage as a defender. Incredibly fast. She has electric pace. She's great 1v1 defending. She likes to get high up in the pitch. I see her playing left back. And I have a little reminiscence from Jenna Neiswanger being rookie of the year and her ability to swing crosses and to be effective, to score goals. I think Brooklyn Courtnall has those qualities, and I'm really excited to see her develop under Sean Nahas because, Jess, we both know those training sessions, your technical ability improves so much because everything is so specific, so tailored to exactly how he wants to play. And I think that's going to suit her and the evolution of her game incredibly well. So I'm going Brooklyn Courtnall, even though it pains me because she went to USC.
Tell me how you really feel.
Defender. I like that you're picking a defender, frankly.
I had to. Yeah, I had to.
All right,
I think
Jess.
she'll slot in well.
Jess, who you got for rookie?
I also went with a defender, and I am going to go with Trinity Armstrong from University of North Carolina. She was an absolute stud her last season at the college level. Distribution was amazing. She's very comfortable on the ball. I think that she is going to be such a standout player, and that's if she gets playing time. We don't know how things are going to pan out with these rookies this year, but she's so good in the air, and I'm excited to watch her play, my fellow Tar Heel. So again, I'm also biased on this one again. So yeah, I'm excited to watch Trinity Armstrong at the pro level.
I'm sticking in North Carolina because they have just developed so much talent. And they do a really good job, the Tar Heels, of setting up these college players to succeed so well in the NWSL. And for me, it's going to be Maddie Deline. She went to Seattle this year. And under Laura Harvey, I think there can be a bit of a longer runway for rookies to actually establish themselves in the year at times. But Laura Harvey needs to score goals. She needs to create multiple chances up top. They brought in Lynn Bandolo, and alongside Deline, it's going to be a fun year of hopefully scoring goals, and she's going to impress us there with what this group can do. Okay, let's do MVP. MVP, quick picks for MVP. Let me know who you got, Jess. I'm going to start with you.
Okay, MVP. I have Trinity Rodman. This was so hard. This was so hard, you guys. Because I can easily name about 10 players with ease who could possibly get MVP this year. I'm going to go with Trinity Rodman. I think coming off of the Olympics last year, just how rapid fire she was. I think she was really, really impressive at the Olympics and obviously for Washington Spirit. But if she's able to stay healthy, then, her consistency is just going to fall into place throughout the season because as we all see, she's getting better and better and better by the season. And so, yeah, she's my MVP this year. She's my prediction. So we'll see.
I like that. That's a good shout. Lisa, you're going to love mine. Barbara Banda.
Woo!
I do think Pride are going to make it super far, if not win it all. So I'm going Banda.
Darian, it's about time you came to the good side and saw all the good that Barbara Banda brings to the game. And as much as I would like to continue to tote that around with you, I'm going to jump on Jess's boat here. Trinity Rodman is my 2025 MVP early days pick. She is at this point in her career where she is developing so rapidly. She's got the swagger and the confidence to outperform herself. And she's on a team that's also going to set her up for success while also she's able to set up the people around her for success. And there's enough talent there that she can do it. So I'm sticking with Rodman. I'm with you on this one, Jess. They're going to go far, Washington. And so they've made it into a lot of my predictions because of that. Now, Golden Boot is purely statistical. It has no merit otherwise besides that. It's not about how many you score with your head or your left foot. It's just about how many you get. Darian, could we see a repeat for Temwa Shawinga in this position?
Yes, I do think Temwa Shawinga may even beat her own record, you guys.
I said the same thing.
To me, I don't know how you stop this woman. And seeing her last year, that's how she entered the league. Boom, mic drop. With her developing under Vlatko, developing better relationships with players around her where they can keep pace with her or at least know how to build with her a little bit more. Maybe she racks up more assists, so her goal contributions are higher as in total. But to me, I think she can absolutely do this again.
What Darian said. I literally, that was my email to Mark yesterday. I'm like, Chewinga might beat her own record from last year. I 100% agree, Darian. I think that she was absolutely out of this world when she just jumped into this league last year. It was her first year. It's not like she, dipped her toe in one season, next season, she did better. No, she came in with fire from beginning to the end. She broke the record, for crying out loud. And I think she's right now the only person in the league that has the potential of beating her own record, when it comes to goal scoring. And so when, she was the best player last season, my goodness, let's see what she's going to do this season, because I think she's going to be just as hungry. I don't see her letting off the pedal whatsoever, but I also do want to see, some good connection between her and another striker this season. I think she did a lot of work on her own, literally turning something special out of nothing. And that was absolutely amazing to witness as well, just seeing her dribble through multiple people just to get into the final third and then score afterwards, which is so difficult to do. But if she's able to combine and connect with players, much more this season, then yeah, she's definitely going to be beating her own record this year.
Ditto. Temwa Shawinga.
What?
She's unstoppable. She's unstoppable. It doesn't make her an MVP, Darian, but she is unstoppable. She was last year. I'll give it to her. I'm just saying that was my whole trope last year. It doesn't mean you have to be the best goal scorer, but she is truly unstoppable. I'm sticking with Temwa Shawinga as well. Comeback player of the year. The NWSL doesn't honor this one. We do. It's not technically official, but it's an attacking third official. Comeback player of the year. It could be a player coming off an injury. It could also be a player who needs to have a better year for their own personal development, for the team's success. There are a number of different ways I could have gone with this one, but I went south and I put on my cowboy hat and I looked at Houston, a team that needs to take steps forward. And a player who was very quiet last year, Diana Ordonez. She is going to be a comeback player this year. She is set up for success with bringing in Yasmin Ryan, who can whip crosses into the box for her, with Dani Colaprico, who is sitting underneath her to do a little bit more of the defensive work. So Ordonez doesn't have to be pulled back so far. And she's going to get back to scoring ways because she did that at North Carolina in her rookie year. Now she's under Fabrice Gautrat, who is an assistant that rookie year for Ordonez. So he understands how she ticks a little bit more, and she's going to be a contributing factor to Houston's success.
Oh, Lisa, I love that shout. I like the way that you went with that. I do think Houston's going to not shock us, but I think shock the wave system of the NWSL, because we're used to seeing them near the bottom and being a struggling
Mhm.
team. And I think that they're going to totally reinvent themselves this year, like we've seen them do in the offseason. I am going with Jess, our former teammate and great friend, Kristen Hamilton. Where has she
Ah,
been?
Yes.
Why has she
yeah.
not played more for Kansas City, only in the Summer Cup? Huh? And she was super effective.
Mhm.
Imagine her and Temwasha Winga as the two forwards for Kansas City. Maybe it's just a formation change. Maybe they try some new things. How effective that could be. Kristen Hamilton is a great player to play off of. Her hold-up ability, her finishing ability, the way she gets end line to send in crosses, she gets on the end of crosses. This is a player that I think any team would be lucky to have her. She deserves more playing time with Kansas City, and this is the year to do it. So, comeback player of the year, Kristen Hamilton.
Hamilton
And
deserves
everybody
more.
order Pitchside Coffee. They have a coffee company.
Hamilton deserves more playing time. I agree with you. Whose position does she take? Whose starting spot or whose playing spot does she take? Because you've got Bia Zanerato coming back. You have Michelle Cooper, who plays in that front line, getting that national team call up. She's developed her game. Whose spot does she take?
I think that there has to be just a lot more rotation. I mean, Bizan Arthur was injured for a massive part of their season. Okay, if that's the case, Kristen Hamilton easily slots in there. I think Nichelle Prince, yes, she's great, but that's competitive too with Kristen Hamilton. I put them equal. So whoever's more effective on the pitch, whoever's setting up more assists, who's getting more shots on target, who's getting more goals, let them eat cake. And I think it'll be Kristen Hamilton.
I love that because Chris, she really is good at holding up the ball. With her height, it is so impressive. It's a little Crystal Dunn-esque, these short ticky-tacky touches. She's able to turn on a dime. She's always been a very impressive player, but it is disappointing to see her not get nearly as much playing time as she deserves. So, Darian, I do agree with you on that. But who I'm excited to watch play this season is Luana. I think her coming back after recovering from cancer last year, I think that, she's going to have something to prove this season. And I think that Seb Hines is going to have something up his sleeve for her. And the team was able to have that motivation last year to play for her and end up winning the championship for the Orlando Pride. And I think that she's going to mesh well with this team. And I'm excited to see what she's going to be doing on the ball because she's a savvy young woman and so impressive to watch when she's on the pitch. So I'm excited to see her come back.
It'll be fun to watch a lot of people. Yeah, Luana is a good one at Orlando. I hope she gets time. That's the thing, right? The comeback player
Mhm.
has to have enough space to actually do that. I think Olivia Moultrie is a good shout. Someone in our YouTube chat also said Alex Huerta, who is now at Utah.
That's a great
Ah,
shout.
She's
yeah.
She
coming
will
back from
play.
injury. She will play. It is a great shout. As soon as I read that from Funky in the chat, so thank you. I was like, yeah, Luetta is a great shout. That's a really, really good one.